The Missouri House of Representatives Crime and Safety Committee held a hearing today about a new law to modify the offense of hazing. Our ABC 17's Mitch Kaminsky joins us live from Greek Row tonight in Columbia. And Mitch, lawmakers hope that this bill can help save lives.
Megan, hazing is a misdemeanor in Missouri, which can be updated to a felony if the incident puts the life of another person at risk. Under this new bill, a person involved in a hazing incident would be provided immunity if they are the first person to call 911, are providing medical assistance, and remain on scene. Representative Travis Smith introduced Danny's Law after reading about Danny Santulli. Santulli was left unable to walk, talk, or see after a traumatic brain injury at a hazing event at the University of Missouri's Phi Gamma Delta fraternity. Smith attended Mizzou and was a member of Fiji. He says the Greek system is different now than it was when he was in school, and he hopes the law will save lives by preventing people from worrying about getting in trouble.
You have a lot of binge drinking going on right now. They drink as hard as liquor as they can and as fast as time as they can.
According to the Santulli's family attorney, since 2000, nearly 70 fraternity pledges have died in the U.S. from hazing. In most cases, nobody called 911.
And the reason many of these pledges die is that when they drink too much and they just fall down onto couches and are left there, I hate to be too graphic, but they aspirate on their own vomit and they stop breathing.
Danny's Law is modeled after similar legislation in over 20 states.
In Missouri, we call ourselves the show me state, but unfortunately, we're asking other states to show us how to do that.
Bianchi wrote one of those laws in Florida called Andrew's Law after a fraternity pledge at Florida State who died from hazing. During today's Crime and Safety Committee hearing, Smith says one of the questions raised was if the state was just going to give amnesty to kids a part of hazing.
Ask any parent that has lost their son to hazing, and every single one of them will tell you they'd rather have their son back than prosecute the person who did it.
I asked Smith if a person who wasn't the first one to call 911 but was sticking around to help the victim would be given amnesty. He said they are still working on some of the wording, but the goal is to help encourage people to be good Samaritans. Reporting live in Columbia, Mitch Kaminsky, ABC 17 News.
Mitch, thank you. Now, Bianchi says he hopes Danny's Law will get passed sometime this year.